Alright, everybody, Ropeadope TV. It's a cloudy day, leaving North Carolina.
Yes.
Sunglasses are on just to enhance our appearance. We had a late night, just leaving the Art of Cool Festival.
For the record, my sunglasses are on to block the sun. The overcast sun.
There's no sun.
The UV rays.
Sidewalk chalk from the upcoming record. Title is We Burn You Down, I assume. Yep.
Mama Earth is dying and crying because of you. Mama Earth is tossing and turning, and that's a sign. I really got much time, and this is our decline. Everyone thought we never would stop until it was too late. So wrong, cause we didn't stop yet, even though it was too late. So long, globally conscious product for those who caused the problem. Must have forgot them, cause we went out about them. But it's about the dollars and those who got them. No one is blameless. Hope someone else make them changes. We changes older than most of the ancient.
That's great. How's this level sound to you right now?
I think it's good. Level is good.
We Burn You Down. It's a Sidewalk chalk from the upcoming record. And obviously, there's a lot going on there, and I just grabbed that track for the title. Besides enjoying it, but because I think that accurately describes what happened when Dallas met Durham last night.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we are here, Ropeadope TV, headed north on 85. I got a quick question about this. Lewis here, Fabian. Can we get could I get a distracted driving ticket if the cop sees this on YouTube?
It's after the fact. When we studio generated the artificial car driving in the background. That's what we'll tell him.
Well, I think he just killed that. It's our alibi. All right, so here's what's up. We're leaving Art of Cool Fest, Durham, North Carolina. Shout out to Cicely Mitchell, who puts this thing together.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, yesterday was her birthday, right? So today she's feeling her age up there. We last saw her at about 3 o'clock this morning at the Pinhook in Durham, and I just gotta say, it feels like a little bit of a difficult town to try to put on this kind of festival, in one sense, because the location and getting around, but it turns out it was pretty much just, we weren't familiar with Durham, because everything was pretty close.
Right.
Once we got accustomed to it. So I'd recommend when you come down here, if you're for your first time next year, just come down a little early and get used to the town, and check out the venues, check out downtown, and it just makes things a little bit easier getting around. And then, of course, there are challenges with a festival because there's, it's a non-profit thing, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of volunteers, and
it's not easy.
You got to be patient with that a little bit. But I got to tell you, just great show after great show. For our, we only really got to go and see our music with Matthew Stevens, Christian Scott, Terrace Martin.
The Polyseeds.
And the Polyseeds, sorry. Or the Polyseeds featuring Terrace Martin. RC and the Gritz, Sean Martin, and Robert Spud Seawright.
Yes.
So let's also shout out everybody that we saw in the process here. One, Jeremy Davey, tour manager,
on point
for the Polyseeds. That man is on his game. That's right. Yep. And if you ever need any musicians out there to help you on the road, Jeremy
Davey.
Jeremy will make absolutely sure that you don't lose your shit.
Yep.
Right?
You're always going to be on time. You're always going to have everything that you need. I mean, there wasn't one thing that Terrace didn't ask for that it wasn't, you know, produced in minutes.
Yeah. We're not going to air that list. So, it's not that bad.
No.
Somebody told me the other day that, you know, the classic rider thing that bands asked for, the Van Halen green M&Ms thing?
Right.
Or brown M&Ms. They had to sort the brown M&Ms out in the green room. So there was a reason behind that. I didn't know it, but you're supposed, like, they would go, and if the M&Ms weren't sorted out, they would check everything. It was a check to see if people read the rider.
Interesting.
And did everything properly. So if the M&Ms weren't sorted, they knew the crew was, you know,
not on their game.
Not on their game. And they better check every piece of equipment, every connection, and just make sure it's right. So pretty smart move there, although they took a bad rap for it. The poly seeds, rose gold.
Oh my goodness.
Rocking the fro.
Rose gold, threw it down.
Looking amazing.
Everybody after the show, everybody, they recognize the policies because rose gold.
That's right, rose gold up front. YN Vaughn, we met. I had not met YN. She's on that Velvet. She's on Velvet Portraits. Awesome individual.
Great vocalist.
Tabor Gable.
Well, go back to YN. Her father, it was just crazy. Her father is the writer for
The Emotions?
Let's Groove Tonight. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wow.
And her mother was one of the Emotions.
Wow.
So those two got, you know, they married, and here's YN doing her own thing without her parents' credentials.
Yep.
Just killing it. Oh my goodness.
I really enjoyed meeting her. And I'm sure we're gonna cross paths a lot in the future. Tabor Gable, Jonathan Barber. Yep. So last time I saw the Poly Seeds, Trevor Lawrence Jr. was drumming in the drummer's chair. This time Jonathan Barber from New York.
That's great.
Friend of Tabor's, awesome dude, and man, a lot of power.
Where did you see Trevor playing with the Poly Seeds? In Europe, or?
Yeah, in the Europe tour, and also National Sawdust up in Brooklyn back about a year ago.
Got it.
Right. But as is bound to happen and will happen with the Poly Seeds, and just gonna rotate.
Switching out.
It's exciting. It's exciting to see the way they play the same songs. Different person in the chair, because the band's not just like, oh, you just play this, rehearse it, play it exactly. The band plays off of everybody's particular input and style and brings it together to the song, right? Each person, you know, is secondary to the song, but he's, you know, they're gonna bring their own style. So that was cool. Brandon Eugene Owens, always a pleasure to see him. Let's just run down the list of everybody we saw. Thanks to Natasha Walker.
Yes.
Walker? Yeah.
Yep.
For helping us out.
Yeah, she big part getting the backstage.
There we go. We ran into Braxton Cook down here. Of course, Corey Fonville. And it, you know, I tracked back the history. Corey's kind of like an instrumental guy in the network, in the way we network, the way I've met people, right?
The connector.
Right, and I think we went through this on the Christian Scott interview, but it's like, it kind of goes like Gennaro Jarrell introduced me to Scott Burton, introduced me to Reggie Pace, introduced me to Corey Fonville, introduced me to Christian Scott, introduced me to Eddie Palmieri, and, you know, so that's, I wanted to.
It's a hell of a lineage.
It's good to see Corey.
So it's not what you know.
It's who knows you. Exactly.
Right.
So,
who's playing now? Who do we got?
I don't know. I forgot all about the music.
Mark DeClive Lowe.
Unmistakably Mark DeClive Lowe from the Live at the Blue Whale record. I know there's only about 15 copies of that vinyl left back at the big office. So.
Nice.
it's about the music, I forgot. I just wanted to ramble. We've had about 4 hours sleep, maybe.
No, definitely less than 4. Well, maybe 4. Maybe 4.
Yeah, 3:30 to 7:30, I think, something like that. I saw Matthew Stevens. You know, we were supposed to interview Matthew Stevens yesterday, and we saw him on the way home. He was just chilling out in front of the Bayou Cafe. But I could tell, you know, I texted him like at about 11, or he texted me the next day. I waited until about 11:30 or so. And he's like, hey, you know, we still have time to do the interview. I'm like, you know what, I was going to text you in the morning, but I just had a hunch from the last minute we saw you that you probably won't sleep in today because you look like you're having a good time and going to be out for a while. So we'll catch up with that next time around. We'll catch up with him in Philadelphia, May 18th and 19th, Christian Scott at South. And so that'll come down. Of course, we saw Christian. I'm losing my steam here. I can't remember everybody. Go by time here. Right here. Tony Menviel. Tony Menviel. If you don't know who Tony Menviel is, figure it out right now. Just.
Why is all the UK guys like the best, this absolutely top first class man?
You know what? They're really serious about the music. They remembered what we forgot.
Wow.
That's why. Right?
Yeah, he was another walking encyclopedia of history of music. And all the stories about all the different interviews and all the people he's met, you know, and just...
He's a hustler, too. He's just like got a backpack with his microphone and says like...
You had 2 minutes.
Oh, hey, Kenny Foster. Here you go. Boom. You know? Tell us he's like jazz paparazzi kind of a vibe.
Yeah, he makes everybody blush and then says, do you have 2 minutes for me?
He does. So nice. Everything, are you okay? Are you good? We had to rush out of the hotel last night and kind of left him sitting there for a second, and then he caught up with us, but he's just awesome. And he bailed us out, actually, because we had no SD card for the camera when we got down there to do interviews. It's back in East Philly, so he helped us with that. So when we get back, we're gonna do it. But the big thing is, everybody who watches this silly show, go get some serious information.
Right.
So the real deal from Tony Menviel. He'll tell you what it's all about. He's got a couple of compilation records out, or at least one. No, 2. And he's on solandjazz.com. And
he's launching a website soon.
He is, as they say, a smashing fellow.
Smashing.
Brian Hurst would say. He's literally a smashing fellow. Not literally, figuratively, he's a smashing fellow. Got it. All right, so we got Tony. Seriously, I love it. And the funny, you know, it was funny yesterday. We're walking in the hotel. Tony says something about Goosebumps.
Yeah.
And then a black man, so it's not an African American, right? He's a British guy. Just was like, oh, Goosebumps, and they started talking to each other. You know, and saying literally with that accent. I was just like, this is
middle of the street.
That's awesome. Just like bang.
He overheard the accent. He's like, are you from London? And then it started like, you know, this weird, like...
Yeah, stuff they knew. Yeah, it was like a club. Yeah, private club that we're not invited to.
It's all right.
Anyway, Tony, man, just keep doing what you're doing.
Working on my accent.
One of the special humans. Yeah, you can't do it. They hate it.
I know.
One of the special humans in this world, and I don't feel like we give you enough credit, so I want to do that. We'll say that, and we're gonna take care of it when we get home. Jesus on the Mainline.
You and me, we live in eternity.
want to talk about RC Williams. You know, it's funny, there are levels, and I'm not, I live in the moment. Sometimes I don't even live in the moment. You know, I get distracted, especially when I'm sleep deprived, but just in general, I kind of like, my mind moves fast, and I just have so much respect for people who aren't trying to be something, that are just real. They're not trying to be in the limelight, they're not trying to take up your attention. But then what happens is, I don't, like the Dallas crew, first of all, humility, the word doesn't even fully describe the way they approach life. And then certain people stand out, you know? And then RC's just quiet, man. He's just sitting back there with a smile on his face, like he's got the answer, you know? Seriously. And so, you know, it was really a pleasure. We got caught up. Things were delayed with a film crew over at one show last night, and then we had to get over to the Sean Martin show as well. So we couldn't do we missed RC's show, and I understand that really. That was our loss. I understand the show was killing. It was packed, sold out, couldn't get in.
11-piece band.
11-piece band, yeah. So, love RC, and of course we gotta, you know, we'll work on more. But there's gonna be some dates coming up for RC I'd like people to pay attention to. And then, man, you know, just thank you to Terrace Martin. I forgot to say that, didn't I? That man is. Wild, he's crazy, he's animated, he talks a great deal, but you know, I notice what he does. I watch his actions. His actions are each one teach one. He's got that same vibe that RC and Sean and the others have. He's trying to bring people up. Look at his band, they're all young kids.
Well, they all came up together, so they all had that, you know, that same desire, that same passion to bring somebody up, which, you know, is just really, really, really apparent in their actions and who they are. Dude, how about that? How about when he was signing that album and he's just like going down memory lane?
Well, see, that's the funny thing about Terrace. Like, he signed my record and he's making stuff up. He's like, you know,
is he making it up though?
I kissed my first girl in that car. we're you know, we're censoring that.
Yeah, that's...
and I'm like, I woke up this morning, I look at the album cover, I'm like, hey, the odds of that I think that's just, he's just rambling. He was riffing on the cover. Maybe not. He talked about coming out of the dentist, taking the pictures for the new Policies record. I don't I love it all, though. I love it all, because that creative mind just keeps cooking. A great recording. Well, actually, that, you know, if you haven't seen it, go back in time to an interview we did at Article with RC Williams and Sean Martin.
Yes.
Who is an amazing man as well. But we talk a little bit about, you know, how that is. It's not even like they intend to. It's just what they do. They just like help each other, help people up. And I mentioned last night, it's not like there's not any competition or even like bits of professional jealousy. Like, there's plenty of it.
Right.
But it's not a win or lose situation. They get it. They're like, yeah, we're still brothers.
What did Sean Martin say to Spud before Spud goes on? He goes, oh my goodness, Sean, he killed that live show.
I could not believe that.
He destroyed the audience, the engagement. He broke it down. He brought it back up.
He had the whole room singing
old school hip hop,
Grandmaster Flash, right? And holding it down. Yeah. They knew every word.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Like he was testing.
At midnight. At 1 in the morning. And then
how much time do I have left?
Turns around, cues the band. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam! And the whole place. I saw the woman who was trying to get him to stop to end the set came up and was like, And he's like, I got a couple minutes. He turns around. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And she just starts dancing like crazy. She's like, whatever.
Stop the music. Oh.
Exactly. Because it was not voluntary on her part.
No.
That music just got in the room and lit that place on fire. So Sean's that was the first of a 23 show run for Sean Martin. And man, if you're expecting, like, I'm gonna go out and see Sean Martin and have that standard snarky puppy experience, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have that, and you're gonna have so much more. That dude could be a rapper.
Yeah, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. He's a very, very talented. He's a beast. And what he was doing here, like what he was, I mean.
And then he messes with the crowd, playing the Friends theme.
Yeah.
Half the crowd was singing the Friends theme, and Grandmaster Flash. Yeah.
I mean, that was the show to catch. Positive vibes. He comes off stage. Everybody's hanging out in the patio. You know, Sput comes in. Sput's so laid back. You know, he flew with a red eye. You know, so you know he was his demeanor was very, very chill, but he was ready to go.
Right, and he's backstage. Like they're running down the rehearsal kind of stuff and counting and arranging backstage with Daniel Jones.
Right.
And the rest of the band, and then Sean walks in.
He comes back. He's hanging out.
Because he lit the room on fire.
Completely. Now you know he's coming on digression. You know, whatever's hanging out, and what does he say to Spud? He goes, "Let's go straight up, man." He's like, "Oh, no worries, man, no worries. Let's go straight up." Like, so that's what he's talking about. It's like there's not a competition, but.
He was digging at him. Yeah, he's digging at him. Like, there, I lit the room on fire. See if you can follow that.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Spud. Just go straight up the middle. That's what he said. Just go straight up the middle. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So back to it. Go back and find that interview with R.C. Williams, Sean Martin, because I think. Well, you know what? We haven't even looked at it yet. It just felt good, so I'm pretty sure we're going to air that. And in case maybe there's an audio problem, we'll just have to make one up and do it again and back in.
Yeah,
but should be good. Check it out. So Daniel Jones, always a pleasure to see him.
Wow.
Just another like beast. I leaned over. I'm like, hey, Fabian, this is Daniel Jones. I'm like, Google Daniel Jones Dallas right now.
And the credits were just
the power. You know, Justin Timberlake, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Janet Jackson, wrote a Michael Jackson song. And, you know, posthumous, put the music, did the song, right? Great dude, very animated, but then also reserved. Like he kind of bounces back and forth. I met him down in Dallas with his dad. So who else was out? Robert Spud Seawright, man. He's like one of the big brothers, right? Everybody says Spud's like the leader.
Well, he's the one that came up first. He's the one that brought all those guys up. He gave all those guys access.
Yeah.
And that's what I really got out of the whole weekend. Like, you know, we talk about it all the time, and you know, an artist pops in here and there, and you know, you share the stories, but I got to see it with my own 2 eyes this weekend.
And ears.
And you know.
So that's a lot of that informs a lot of my model.
Yep.
You know, of what we're trying to do. That concept that if just stop competing, like just my mind kind of vibe, and get in a community vibe, the creativity and the beauty that comes out of that, the power that comes out of that is amazing. So man, then Spud went on. At the end of the night, Terrace Martin came back, jumped up.
Oh man!
Sputnik performed Push with Terrace on stage. He grabbed somebody's sax.
Yeah, listen. So Terrace comes in, right? Chill, everybody. Lewis goes, "Pay attention! It's about to go down. It's about to go down." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Just work your way towards the
right." Look who's in the room. We got Sean Martin, Spud Seawright, R.C. Williams, and Terrace Martin all moving towards the stage, right? Or like in that space.
Jeremy has,
and the saxophone came through. I'm like, there it is.
Jeremy goes through the crowd with Terrace's sax. So like we go back, and you know it doesn't happen right away. And Terrace's like, oh man, you know I'm cool. You know it's not about me. Let them play. And then how did they get him up? The way they got him up.
They played Push from Velvet Portraits with Claudia Melton. up on stage, right? Handling the vocal.
How about her? How about Claudia? Oh my goodness.
Oh man, love her voice, love her energy, her power.
Some powerful female vocals.
Beautiful
this weekend.
thing.
Oh man.
So yeah, they got him up, and then it turns out he didn't even take his own saxophone.
No, he just took the kid's saxophone.
He just grabbed the saxophone.
And murdered it.
He's like, here, man, give me your sax. The kid's like,
neck strap, reed, mouthpiece, a whole different setup. It doesn't even make a difference.
But here's the flip side. The younger one, he's part of the Dallas crew, right?
Right.
One of Sput's kids. Does he freak out?
No.
Does he get him with an attitude? He's like,
yo,
man, I don't let anybody play my sax, but Terrence Martin just played my sax. Like, so the respect and the community thing works both ways, and that's the thing. It's like if you're open about this stuff and you bring people in, you don't lose respect, you gain it. And, you know, it was awesome.
And I got to geek out from a sax perspective real quick, because it's not like, you know, you go and sit on behind someone's keyboard and play. It's not like that. A sax is
their mouth is.
Yes, it's their mouth. But like, look, different mouthpiece, different reed, different ligature, different setup, different fingering. Like there's a whole thing, right?
Okay.
So for Terrace just to be like, oh, cool, let me just pick up this random kid's saxophone, not knowing anything about it. That's a unique thing. I mean, I'm kind of like, I was like, is this happening right now? And then when I say he murdered it, like, Terrence Martin he pulled out his saxophonist card this weekend.
He really, and at the Policy show, I think he had less of his, I'm conducting the band, and more of his, I'm a member of the band.
Right. Producer hat, writer hat wasn't on. It was performer hat on, and just murdered it.
So man, what a great experience. How much time we got? We good?
We got 4 minutes.
Nice. So let's you know, I really do want to remember to just shout out everybody who was there, and you know, a little light on sleep. So man, Megan Stabile from Revive Music.
I'm glad you said that.
You know, I was forgetting one of the most important people.
I'm glad you said that.
She's just on the scene. She's down there doing the Revive pick band. Dr. Lonnie Smith, Igmar Thomas, and I mean, you know, Pharaoh Munch. That was amazing, but she's just like this bright, young, fierce, and focused energy person who I believe, you know, I look at Cicely Mitchell and I look at Megan Stabile, and I say, these are the people that are not even gonna fix the music business, they're gonna make it. We're gonna look back in 20 years. You're gonna go, these are the people that did this, that gave us this, and that made this work for musicians, instead of being a celebrity-driven, trickle-down kind of business. And you know, I just, you know, tons of respect for Megan and for that brand. Just you know, Ropeadope, a lot of what we do is about visually how we look, and so naturally I'm gonna respect. There aren't too many brands that could just look what their vibe is, and not get in the way of themselves, and Revive is one.
The FaceTime was really important too. Like, she even made mention of it. Like, you know, it's one thing to go back on phone calls or in emails or whatever, but you know, or even meeting each other. But when you meet one another in that kind of environment this weekend, I mean, I think that also added to it. It was the environment of all those great musicians getting together and collaborating, and their story of collaboration, and then new people getting together and doing the same thing. It's a powerful weekend.
I'm developing my radar. There's people that are getting it, that are hip to what is and should be and will be in the future of not just the music business, but of humans on Earth. And then there are people that are just kind of like, you know, they look like, starting to look like kind of a little bit like zombies to me, pulling out old traditional methods and they're in a vibe of like, no, that's not me.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. So, all in all, just a beautiful thing. A lot of work, you know? It sounds like a ton of fun, and it was, but a lot of work. Who'd I miss?
I think that's it, man. I mean...
Nah, I know, you know...
We're missing somebody?
You know, somebody's gonna message me. Be like, what the hell, bro?
I mean, you know, all the crew that was helping out for the festival, all the press crew that helped out this weekend.
Tiva. at the Carolina Theater. There's a man on his game.
There you go.
Handling front of house, back of house, everything. With Parliament Funkadelic, you know, floating through the room. He's still, you know, in and out backstage.
Talk about
he's
a
got it
green
done.
room.
Yeah, that was exciting when Parliament's just walking around. Tony, Christian, Matt, Split, RC, Sean Martin,
Megan.
we got Megan. Man, thanks to everybody. That was fun. Taking it out with Eddie Palmieri. We're gonna go see this. We're gonna go see Eddie in New York in a couple of weeks. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Thank you.
Gotta keep my hands on the wheel now. Safe driving, kids.